And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Monday, July 22nd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. It is a Monday morning, a little bit cloudy and overcast. But we're going to make it a magnificent Monday anyway. And we get started by talking about Absolute Kubota. Jonathan Manning is here this morning, and good morning again. Good morning, Coleman. Nice to see you today, and of course, we start every Monday morning off with the representative from Absolute Kubota, which happens to be you this Monday morning. Mm-hmm. Absolute Kubota specializes in the sale of Kubota tractors, hay equipment, zero-turn mowers, and RTVs. They also carry Exmark mowers. Exmark is one of the top-selling zero-turn mowers in the country, and they're located in the same building as Absolute Rental and Supply, which specializes in tool and equipment rental. And again, Jonathan Manning is with us today from Absolute Kubota, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 6, 7 to 4 on Saturdays. And they're located at 1325 West Main and Lebanon behind Advance Auto Parts. Look for their big sign or the orange tractors. Their phone number, 615-449-6171. The website, www.absolutekubota.com. You can also check them out on Facebook. Well, I must say that I got to move the Kubota tractor the other day from one location to another, and moving all 5 of the 7. I forget where we moved it from and to, but I figured out how to get it in high gear, and we moved right along.
Good. Yeah, those hydrostatic tractors are nice. They're very easy to drive. They're just with not having a clutch, and it's just like, tell everybody, it's like driving a large lawnmower, because all you do is set your foot on the pedal and it just drives, whichever way you tell it.
It's the one where the inside pedal was to go forward, and over to the right there's a pedal. You hit it and you go back.
Ours is one pedal.
Oh.
One pedal. So,
okay, well, I got it mixed up.
Yep,
Sorry about
that's
that.
Okay. That's okay.
Pedal.
Yep, one pedal, and it's designed to keep your foot flat on that pedal.
All right.
So if you toe forward, it goes forward. If you heel backwards, it goes backwards.
That's even easier.
So that way you don't have to keep swapping pedals and lose track of where you're at with it. So it's one foot, one action, and it's just easier that way.
Well, anyway, you've got plenty of them to show, no doubt. And
we do.
They're going fast, I understand.
We are selling right now. So we're doing a great job of it. And the specials, the rebates that are going on right now with Kubota financing is just really enticing people to go ahead and take advantage of that. That 0 for 60 and 1.99 for 84 has really got some people that are like, hey, that's great financing. So, which for 7 years, 1.99 is a great rate. I mean, and it's zero down.
Zero down?
Zero down.
In most cases, you don't have to have any money to take
nothing
one
down.
home.
Yeah, it's unreal. That's why it's lots and lots of people are taking advantage of that tractor financing. So.
Well, you've got Kubota, you've got Exmark, and of course mowing. With the rain we've had, this has been a great mowing season. People who are mowing contractors who make their living mowing, they've had it a good year.
They've had a really good year. I know our yard. I mean, my personal yard, we're cutting it every fourth, fifth day, somewhere in that area. Because if you let it go a full week, when you're done, you could pretty much get a hay baler out there right now. So the heat, the hot heat, the amount of rain we've had really does help the lawns grow. And that's something people need to start thinking about, because after we get through with August here, and we start getting towards that September, October, that's the aerate and overseed season. Mm-hmm. So, I always tell everybody, if you're going to aerate and you're going to rent an aerator, you need to be coming down there about right now and start getting in line for that thing. So getting a reservation in, because that thing stays gone.
That's amazing. Maybe you need to get a few more.
Well, I think they've got 7 or 8 over there. I mean, there's different varieties. You got some that you can stand on, some you walk behind, some you pull behind. So whatever you're wanting to do, whatever piece of equipment you're wanting to use, just tell everybody, give it a good 30 to 60 days before you're ready for that piece of equipment, because chances are you may not be able to get it.
What about hay? Hay's
booming right now. It's of course it's grass, right? So we've had the perfect year for it. Lots of heat, lots of sunshine, lots of rain. That's what we needed. And I know several people that by the time they close this year out, there'll be 4 to 5 cuts this year, which is great.
Yeah.
especially on the fields that are really taken care of, where they've gone out there and seeded, they've fertilized, really taking care of the field. So our disc mower sales have been through the roof this year. We're taking on a lot of Vicon stuff, as far as parts and service and things like that. We're starting to see a lot of people bringing their Vicon disc mowers. So our hay equipment, we just love it. It's great to have a product that's so reliable that it sounds bad to say it this way, but you can sell it and forget about it. Not that you want to forget about your customers or anything like that, but it's not to a sales guy, it's not a worrisome product, and something you got to worry about something breaking. And the reason for that is Kubota does not make a light duty hay product. Everything they build is pro line. It's built for the guy that's going to get out there every day, all day. He's got thousands and thousands of acres to do, and it's built for that guy. So it's extremely heavy built.
But of course, it always is good to know, and you do have a great service department. And if there's a breakdown, if there's a problem, they're there to fix it. And
that's right.
In a hurry.
Yes, and that's a lot of it. I mean, our commercial guys, we take care of them. When they pull up, they have our attention, because that's how they make their living. Farmers, hay guys, things like that. When they come in, we know you're dedicated farming, and 'tis the season. We're in hay season, so when you pull up, we understand. We want to get you in and out as fast as we possibly can, and we make special arrangements for that to happen, because we know that it's got to get up and get running. I mean, rain's on the way. We can't stop it, so we've got to get your equipment going to where we can beat it.
Well, it's really nice to have somebody that has the customer in mind. And I'm not saying other businesses don't, but I think you go out of the way to
focus on it
for your customers.
Yep, we focus on it. We really, really, really do. And that's the beauty of also having the rental store there too. So if we know that something's going to be down, like a lawnmower for 3 days plus or something like that, waiting on a part, or it's some kind of major repair, we can put you in a rental unit. There's a lot of avenues to make sure that you stay up and running.
All right, well, just keep Absolute Kubota in mind, all we've said today and a whole lot more, and you can check them out on the website. And Jonathan, I guess you'll be here one more Monday this month.
One more.
And then it'll be Don's time.
Don.
Y'all alternate. Well, it's good to have you today, and hope you have a good week.
Thanks. You too, Coleman.
Okay.
See you.
That's it for Absolute Kubota. We are 11 minutes after 7 o'clock, and I've asked Wes Dugan to come and be my guest this morning. Wes is in insurance. We're going to talk all about that. He is a Kentucky guy.
I am, but I've been here for a very long time. So.
How long have you been here?
Oh, gosh, I've been here close to probably about 25 years.
Was it somewhere in the western part of southern Kentucky that you're from?
No, it's a small little farming town. I was raised on a farm, a dairy farm, a tobacco farm, hay farm. So I know quite a few things about cutting hay. But it's a small town called Maysville, Kentucky. So it's 60 miles northeast of Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you're on up there.
Now, I'm on up there, probably about 4 or 5 hours from here. And
you're
stuff.
Closer to Ohio.
Yes, I'm right. It's a county right across, sits on the river, right on the river there and stuff.
Well, you're
very small town, about 300 people and stuff.
Kind of close to Cincinnati.
Yes,
you're a Reds fan, Benny?
I am a Reds fan.
Finally found
somebody.
Well, after blowing a 7-0 lead the other night and getting beat, the Cardinals got 10 runs in the 6th inning.
Oh, goodness.
It was 12-7. The Reds, of course, they put on a rally. They made a good show. 12-11 is the way it wound up. Cardinals beat them 3 out of 4 this weekend. So I'm about throwing in the towel this year. But anyway, we're here to. You're my guest. We needed somebody to talk to, and you are one of our good advertisers, and we
glad to be here.
Appreciate you showing up this morning. But how did you get into insurance?
Well, I went to college at NC State and took a job with an ag chemical company. I was raised on a farm all my life, and I got moved over here with this ag chemical company. And my job was to call on all the dealers and farmers in Middle Tennessee. And I did that for 5 years and really enjoyed it. And it's a very competitive industry, and they wanted me to move to Terre Haute, Indiana.
Oh.
And I just loved this area. I just got married, and I just didn't want to move. And after that, I said, well, I'm just not going to move, and took maybe about 6 months off and had a lot of dealers and farmers and co-op managers and people involved in agriculture says, you ought to put your resume in for Farm Bureau. I mean, you had great sales experience, and it's a good industry to be in, and so I did that. So they stuck me here in Lebanon, which has been wonderful, and I didn't know a soul here. So
you didn't have any insurance experience at all?
No, I did not have any insurance experience at all, but it being in the ag business or the ag chemical business or the ag marketing business, it was a wonderful foundation for what I'm doing right now.
Well, now, I know a little bit about insurance. You don't have to know much to get your license, just enough to answer the questions right, but somebody leads you there, I guess.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then you probably, with Farm Bureau, you had some pretty good training there, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I mean, the home office in Columbia did quite a bit of training. We had different schools down there, and then, where I was at here in Lebanon, working under some agents there, they really gave me some really good foundation to start and stuff.
Well, Farm Bureau has been around with insurance for as long as I can remember. I think all of my life and before, yes. I guess. Do you know kind of when they started?
1945 is roughly about when they started and stuff. So
well, they hadn't been around all my life, just nearly
all your life. But Tennessee is the biggest farm bureau in the country. So we have close to over 650,000 members here and across the state of Tennessee. And you do have to be a member of Farm Bureau to have insurance or some kind of product with us. So 650,000 folks here across Tennessee believe in us and really support us. So we are the biggest farm bureau in the country and stuff.
What was it like? You got started right here in Lebanon. I guess can you sell anybody anywhere?
Yes, I can. My license in Tennessee. I mean, I can write home, auto, life insurance here anywhere in the state of Tennessee.
But when you came here, there was an established Farm Bureau agency, let's say,
yes,
and very well. I mean, I think. If you mentioned Jim Lancaster,
yes.
Everybody knows who I'm talking
yes.
about, and so you were kind of going up against them in a way.
Well, no, I mean, we all actually worked in the same office. Jim was actually retired, still doing a little bit of his life insurance, but I worked with some other agents, Bob Red, Hal Parrott, Phil Hart, a couple of those guys. So I worked underneath them as another agent. So they just brought me into the agency and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then probably about 7 or 8 years, we actually opened a new agency here in town, which is on Castle Heights, and I assumed the manager position in that one there. And that's a different office compared to a lot of the Farm Bureau offices out there are standalone. My office actually has claims next door. So it makes it very, very unique versus any office here in the county because I've got the property claims, the auto claims, and they service Wilson County, Rutherford County, Smith County, DeKalb County out of that office there and stuff.
Okay. Wes Dugan is with us with Farm Bureau. We've got to take a break right here. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:18. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and the Lifetime Brake Pad Guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Watching traffic pick up here in the last few minutes. 65 southbound here at Trinity Lane. It's picked up also there coming out of Wilson County down I-40 leaving Mount Juliet. It's still looking good though. However, as you come past 840 there on 40 going westbound, traffic's on the increase now on 24. Here we go up through the Hickory Hollow area out of Rutherford County. Get the lowest prices on most of your airline tickets. Smart fares can save you up to 70% off. Call 1-800-915-2544. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
Built as user-friendly as it is budget-friendly, the Kubota Z100 zero-turn mower cuts a lawn worth admiring. With smooth controls and a rugged deck, this machine makes mowing way more comfortable. For a limited time, you can get a Z100 mower for as low as $83 a month. Now through August 31st, 2019, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Absolute Kubota, located at 1325 West Main Street in Lebanon. Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Coleman & Company, thanks for joining us. Again, our thanks to Wes Dugan for taking the time to come on with us a few minutes here this morning. Wes is representing Farm Bureau, and your office is exactly where?
It's 214 North Castle Heights. It's right down from City Hall.
You are a member of the Kiwanis Club of Lebanon.
Yes.
Have you been president yet?
Oh, yes, I've been president back in 2012, and it's been we have our meetings every Monday at Sammy B's. We have a lunch. Visitors are always welcome, so if anybody wants to come, please come as my guest. 12 to 1. Great meal, great program, and I think one of the things that I really enjoyed, I've been in Kiwanis for 18 years. I didn't know anybody here in Lebanon. So connecting Chamber of Commerce, civic clubs, some different organizations really help you out to meet folks.
Well, if you've been president, you've kind of been there and done that. And then, of course, every once in a while, if you were really good, or they get in between a rock and a hard place, one or the other, sometimes you get the opportunity to be president twice.
If you're lucky. I'm not that lucky yet.
Tell us a little bit. You mentioned getting married and being here and not wanting to leave. Tell us a little bit about your wife and family.
My wife, Heather, wonderful woman, great wife. We've been married, it'll be 20 years coming up. I've got 3 beautiful daughters. One's 17, one's 14, and one's 9. So they keep, every weekend, it's so crazy and so busy right now. I'm on a soccer field. I'm on right now, it's my daughter's senior year, so we're in the midst of looking for colleges possibly for her. So just a lot of stuff going on right now, which is a good thing, is a good thing.
But you do have a full plate.
I do have a very full plate.
And that's one of the things. It's one of the things in my working career, which is pretty much over now. I tell everybody I'm semi-retired, and other than doing this from 7 to 8 of the morning, and that's mostly what I do as far as work goes. But I know what it's like to try to balance things, to have family life. You've got to work, and if you're in sales, it all depends on whether you're selling or not.
Yes, it does.
If you can have a good morning, and that's a great day, but you better not take the afternoon off, because it may be a week before you have another good day.
That's true. I think a lot of times, the thing that really helps me is just having a good folks that I work with. I've got a great staff. I got a great team there at Castle Heights. Sharon Harp's with me, Charlotte Webster, Dylan Yates, which is a great agent, Glenda Pierce, all those folks in my office. It takes a team to really be. It's just not one person. It just takes a team, and they all do a great job for me.
But you have several. You don't just sell life. You don't just sell property and casualty, auto or house insurance. You've got quite a bit to choose from.
Yes, we've it's amazing. Since I first started, the things we've gotten into. Our main bread and butter. I guess our main products are the home and the auto insurance, and that's been the mainstays of our business. The things, and life insurance is very, very important. We're quite really busy in health insurance. We've really ventured off in the commercial business, commercial insurance, which we actually are doing quite a bit of that, and that's something probably 5 or 6 years ago that we wouldn't get involved in, but now Farm Bureau has really got involved in that, and actually we're starting to do a little bit of workman's comp insurance too. So it's really, we're trying to, and I guess have more tools in our tool bag to help folks out there and stuff. So,
well, you really have to sell yourself.
Yes, it's all about relationships here. It really is.
And then, of course, word of mouth is always great too. You do a good job for somebody, and they recommend you. Mm-hmm. That's always great.
Oh, referrals. that's probably one of the best things in the world is referrals and stuff. So, I mean, when you've got somebody that really believes in you and, wants to pass your name off to somebody, that makes a big thing right there.
And you've been doing this for about 20 years?
Yeah, close to 20 years.
What have you seen some big changes? Now, we all know there's a lot of changes in health insurance, and that changes from year to year almost. But otherwise, has insurance changed that much?
I think the biggest thing is just the technology factor. I mean, when I first started, it was amazing how much paper I would go through with paper apps, just doing the old way. The internet, the ability to, quote somebody at any time, being able to write, without paper applications. I think, emails, being able to contact customers 24/7. I think that's the big thing right there. I really do. I think technology has really changed more than anything.
Farm Bureau itself, it has been growing, I guess.
Yes.
I would think it has all these years.
Yeah, Farm Bureau is really, we, from a membership standpoint, we've always gained members. So it's amazing how many people love living in Tennessee that want to move to Wilson County. So it's a growing area here. Not just Wilson County, but Tennessee in its own is just a huge growing area where a lot of people are coming here. And it's a great place to raise a family.
Well, it doesn't seem to be slowing down, at least not much. No. And I've expressed to some people here in Wilson County, it seems like we can't build schools fast enough, and other things too, law enforcement, emergency care, and all this kind of stuff. But you're right there in the middle of it all, and I guess for an insurance person like you, growth is really good.
Yes, growth is really good. It helps my business quite a bit, in the way of any type of retail, building homes, things like that. It's a booming time right now, in my opinion. It really is.
What do you think of in the next 5 years, 10 years, as far as insurance and any changes or different way of doing things? Or
no, I feel like you still, you do have, you still have the situation with technology. Some people will want that face-to-face contact, which that is big in my opinion. You still need that professional advising you, helping you, giving those great recommendations. So, I really feel like you're still wanting that go-to person relationship-wise. I think next 5 or 6 years is growth. It's going to be growth here in this county here, especially in Middle Tennessee. I feel like, it's just amazing how technology will change things. It really will.
What about insurance itself? You think it's going to change much?
No, I think you'll still have your auto, your homeowners, your life insurance. All those will be your key important things right there. Our emphasis still will probably be more on commercial, really pushing our business insurance, some of our workman's comp and stuff like that. Who knows about health insurance? That's just kind of up in the air. It just, who knows about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think we all kind of have that. We just wonder what's coming up next. And personally, it's my opinion that the less the government stays out of it, the better it is. But that's just my opinion. It ought to be yours.
Yeah, one of the things Farm Bureau does, and Charlotte Webster handles a lot of my health insurance, that we do a tremendous amount of Medicare supplements. So we're very good on the Medicare supplement end right there. So we have a lot of customers out there that have Medicare
Most people get on Medicare at 65, and they do need some sort of supplement because Medicare doesn't cover it all.
Yes.
Do you pay a lot of attention to that yourself, or is that mostly?
I've got one person in my office that handles the Medicare supplements, and she does a tremendous job, Charlotte Webster. But I'm always, when I have a customer there that's been with us a long time, that has their auto insurance and their home insurance and other things with us, as they're approaching that, that age, I do mention to them, hey, when you're ready to do a Medicare supplement, keep us in mind.
Well, there's the Advantage plan, there's the traditional, and you kind of have to make up your mind which one you're going to do there. And sometimes I think that kind of depends on the person and their income and so on. But I have some strong opinions about them too, but I won't share them right now. Anything we've left off this morning you want to say? We've got a couple of minutes here, Wes.
No, I really appreciate you letting me come in this morning. It's amazing how many people listen to this radio station. I mean, that has a great country format. And I have a lot of folks come into my office and say, hey, I heard you on the radio, and, you know, how'd you get my name? So, I mean, I think from an advertising standpoint, it's amazing, you know, marketing-wise. You know, you've got to be in internet. You got to be in the paper. You've got to go out there and beat the bushes. You know, one thing I'm involved in is every Thursday morning, which I guess we're getting ready to meet the chamber starting in August. I'm part of a referral group called BNI. So we meet from 8 to 9:30. I've been involved in that for about close to almost 10 years, and I hold the home and auto seat there. And it's a very good format in the way referral. So any folks out there interested in that group, please give me a call at my office if you would. And stuff.
Well, what is your phone number?
615-453-9702.
All right. Well, certainly glad to have you. Like I told you, it beats talking to myself.
Yes, that's true.
Well, every once in a while we come up. I come up, and I just don't have anybody scheduled for the next day or the next Monday. That's the way it was last Friday. And so, talking with Tanya, you got anybody, a good advertiser that would like to come? And so she thought of you.
Yeah,
and,
I appreciate that. I will thank her very much. Thank you, Tanya.
And hopefully we've helped you get the word out a little bit better this morning. And I would say go Reds, but I think the season's over for them. You got a favorite football team?
Oh, you know, I've got to like Tennessee. There's no doubt about that. I do like Vanderbilt, so I kind of keep it in the middle of the road.
You're riding the fence here.
I am.
Okay.
I know you're a Vandy fan. So I'm looking forward for college football to start because that's kind of an exciting time in the year and stuff. So.
Well, it is. Wes, thanks a lot. We'll take a break right here. That's part one of Coleman & Company. Keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota and Rental, they have a fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat, 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Watching traffic volume increase down Ellington Parkway right now from the top to the bottom. Sure, we've seen a couple of wrecks out here the last few minutes, like Grandwood Boulevard at OHB over in Hopewell. Traffic starting to pick up now. 40 coming in from the west side as you make your way. 40 eastbound here up by White Bridge Pike. All the traffic coming in from Dixon County. Princess Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken in Middle Tennessee. It's worth the drive to 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
The Pavilion Senior Living residents are inviting you to become their new neighbor. If you're looking for a sign to move, call us at 444-5556 to learn more about the details. Or go to thepavilionseniorliving.com for more information. Or better yet, just drop by 1408 Medical Center Drive right behind Tenova Hospital and see for yourself. You should move here.
Do you know why Rocky Williams Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Mount Juliet sells so many cars, trucks, SUVs, and muscle cars? Well, it all starts with a simple idea. Why not give everyone a hassle-free shopping experience for their new or used vehicle with no haggling, no negotiating, and no runaround? Every vehicle on the Rocky Williams lot is marked down incredibly low with the price posted on the window. You're treated with fairness and respect every time. No pressure, just a friendly, warm, inviting staff dedicated to finding the exact vehicle you need. So Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has become the original no-haggle, one-price dealer. Go online to RockyWilliams.com to see the incredible deals yourself. Every car and truck is listed with a no-haggle low price. This is for real, and you're gonna love it. People drive for miles to get some of the lowest prices in America on their new or used cars or trucks. Go to RockyWilliams.com or come on over to our brand new spacious dealership next to Walmart in Mount Juliet.
The weekend is over and the start of the work week here. You'll want to have the umbrella with you for your Monday. Scattered storms will be in the forecast for today. It will be a few degrees cooler, though, than what we saw this weekend. Highs will top out at right around 90. For this evening, that chance for wet weather will stick around, but we'll gradually see the activity taper off some after dark. Lows will bottom out at right around 70. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Nisa Lomax.
Coleman & Company, welcome to part two. Here on the Monday morning, we do our routine. Our routines talk about Rocky Williams, Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Mount Juliet. thank you for my second go.
You're very welcome.
And welcome again. Our Monday wouldn't be complete if you didn't make it.
I wouldn't feel right, Coleman. Wouldn't feel right without being here.
Rocky Williams, 600 Pleasant Grove Road in Mount Juliet. Billy Mullinax is the general manager. And the thing we want to emphasize the most every week is the no haggle pricing, where everybody pays the same great low price.
Same great low price, Coleman. That's exactly right. Where everybody gets treated fairly. We're very transparent, and we price our cars and not our customers.
And it's really worked for you.
Yes, it has. We have done extremely well. I've been doing one price for over 8 years now. And once somebody buys that way, it's really hard for them to go back to the old traditional way, the haggling way of doing it.
Well, you did so well here in Lebanon, you had to expand and move to Mount Juliet, and that's just about the truth.
It is the truth.
Not exaggerating.
That's not exaggerating a bit. We had outgrown our facility here and didn't have any place to go, so we moved to Mount Juliet.
Built a wonderful facility.
Thank you. It's
complete with aquarium.
That's right, 3,000-gallon saltwater aquarium in the showroom. So if there's anybody out there that hadn't been down to see it, just stop by to see the aquarium. If nothing else, if you're not interested in the car, just come see the aquarium, because it really is something to see.
Yeah, and children love that too, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yeah. Yes.
If you want to know about the inventory, and we talk about that quite a bit, you have new and pre-owned, but it's all right there at RockyWilliams.com.
Might see your neighbor there, Coleman.
Go there. RockyWilliams.com.
That's right.
But the good thing about that is the fact that you do have your entire inventory there, and you have your no haggle price, so you don't have to worry. You know what you're going to pay. Of course, taxes and whatever.
Right. That's right.
I mean, the sale price is right there.
The vehicle is posted right there on all of our vehicles, and it's a great price, Coleman. We had a gentleman that his uncle had retired from Chrysler. And, of course, people typically are accustomed to saving sometimes even thousands of dollars when you have a relative that has worked for any of the manufacturers, because they get certain pricing. And our everyday no-haggle price was $106 less than the Chrysler employee price. $106 less.
Well, that's a good story.
That's a good story, isn't it, Coleman? And it's the truth. So that's how we do our pricing. You know, that's how we sell the volume that we do, is because it is a great price. We have people a lot of times that come in that want supplier pricing, or it's called friends and family pricing by a lot of other manufacturers. We're typically a couple of $1,000s less every day than that friends and family pricing.
Well, you've just explained it, that you just start out as low as you can go. You give your best price. Your lowest price is right there at the start.
That's right.
So that eliminates all the haggling.
We just give it to you right up front, Coleman.
You have a great service department, which we at least try to mention each week, and you are open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's the sales department.
That's right.
Fellas in the back don't work all
They don't work hardly that late anyway.
But they do have a great air-conditioned place to work.
They've got a great air-conditioned shop to work in, great environment for them to work on your vehicle, where they're able to see without sweat in their eyes, Coleman.
I bet you they really appreciate that here in July.
Yes, they do.
And, of course, you just welcome anybody to come in, but really the best thing to do is just go to the website. There that's a good place to start.
You can see everything there, Coleman.
And new and pre-owned, and know pretty much whether you can afford it or not.
That's exactly right.
And so half the job's already done before you get to Rocky Williams.
And a lot of people, most people start with the website, Coleman. I would say, 80 to 90% probably go there first, and look at the price, look at the vehicle. And so many times when they come in, they already know what they're interested in.
Well, let's see. We're not at the end of the month, but next week we'll be close to the end. Your month end with the calendar.
It ends on Wednesday with the calendar.
All right, the 31st of July. So we'll talk more about that next Monday.
There you go.
Well, thanks for being with us today. And just remember, Rocky Williams, Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Mount Juliet. Oh, I know what it's going to mention, the great giveaway. And I do want you've been a part of that for a long time.
Long time.
And you've got a great vehicle in that. And not only that, but you've got tickets for the great giveaway at Rocky Williams. So
we've had lots of people coming by to pick up tickets. We do have a 2019 Jeep Renegade in the great giveaway. So absolutely, come on by, get your tickets, and drop them in the box there, and hopefully you'll be the winner.
Right. Well, we'll see you next Monday, and thanks for being with us today. Billy Mullinax, he's General Manager for Rocky Williams, Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram of Mount Juliet. We are 21 minutes before the hour, and my guests are here for part 2. And it's this is going to be an interesting time for me this morning, because this is the kind of interview that I like to do with people where we sit here and just kind of talk about them and their life, and I know that one of the people I'm about to introduce has been here before, and she's no stranger to our audience. The other one is probably a little bit of a stranger to our audience, but people in Watertown and that part of the country know him anyway. But Lunita Howard, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
And Bobby Howard, you got to get a little closer to the mic. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
I am glad to see you with us today. You accompanied Lunita, and between the two of you, we've got more than we can talk about before 8 o'clock, I know.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Lunita, I remember when your mother used to ride our school bus.
Yes.
And I guess when I found out you were her daughter, you were probably working at the Democrat. I don't know.
I came to the Lebanon Democrat in 1985 as a reporter, so yes.
Where did you grow up?
Grew up in Murfreesboro until I was about 12 years old, and then my father bought the farm next door to where he grew up in Las Casas, Milton community, but right in the edge of Wilson County.
Are you in Wilson or?
In Wilson.
You're actually in Wilson
Yes.
County, but it's right there on the county line.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, let's start with you and Bobby. Bobby, how did you meet Lunita?
She was the girl that lived a mile up the road from me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how old were you when you first met her or knew her?
Actually, our grandmothers were friends, but Bobby's about 6.5 years older than me. So I can remember going with my grandmother to visit his grandparents. Huh. And I remember seeing him there, but, I was like 6 and he was 12, 13 years old, so we didn't pay each other any attention back then.
Right, I understand. Well, when did you pay some attention to her?
The sale.
How did it come about? I guess is
1980.
Yeah, about 1980, something like that. Her daddy had an auction, and I seen her at the auction, and I knew her brother, and I asked him about her, and found out she was dating a boy, but I just kind of paid attention a little while there, and she broke up with him, and I chased her around for a while.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, and the rest is history, as you can say.
Y'all have a farm?
Yes.
Are you a farmer by profession?
Yes, I am a farmer by profession. I'm the 7th generation on my place.
Have you ever really done any other kind of work?
Other than deliver newspapers? No.
You make a living through farming?
I make a living from farming.
What all do you do?
We do a little row cropping, beef cattle, hay, sell some hay, just whatever it takes to get by.
You really enjoy the farm life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I was actually involved in the farm back when I was still in school. Mm-hmm. In high school, I had a fur to finish operation. Okay. And raised hogs.
All right. How do you were familiar with farm life before you got married?
Yes. Yeah. We both my sets of grandparents were farmers, And then we moved out to the country when I was 12, and we had cattle, and I raised a big garden and that sort of thing, but not like Bobby does. I did help haul hay and things like that when I was a teenager.
Do you help him much now?
I do help him some. I'm not usually on the farm equipment. I tell him every time he puts me on a tractor, he has to show me how to drive it again. But I transport him back and forth from farms. I do get out there and help with cattle and help separate and work cattle and things like that.
Well, you're able to do all of this and still have a newspaper.
Yes.
What you said you started working for the Lebanon Democrat in what year?
1985.
How did that come about?
Well, I had been at the Nashville Business Journal right out of college and left there and ended up at the Lebanon Democrat, wanted to be closer to home, and they happened to have an opening, so that's how I ended up there. And
so you were a reporter. You covered different things.
Mostly crime in courts, breaking news, that sort of thing. And about 3 years into it, Carol Andrews was the news editor when I went there. Carol left, and I became the news editor. So I was there for almost 12 years.
Well, you worked pretty close to Sam Hatcher, didn't you?
I worked with Sam. I sure did.
The whole time?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, what about Carl and Yvonne Wallace?
I did, yeah.
They were there?
Carl and Yvonne, Yvonne's sisters, Wanda and Norma. Absolutely, yeah. Those were the good old days, I'll tell you. We didn't realize how good we had it.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good time for newspapers
That's
recently,
right.
But
it's challenging.
You have we don't have time to get into all of this, but you've had your own newspaper 2 or 3 times.
This is my second one, yeah, okay. The Edge.
All right, and we're going to talk about that, but first let's take our break here. And if you're just joining us, Bobby and Lanuta Howard are with us, and this is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:44. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota and Rental, fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat, 1325 West Main. Now in traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. Right now, we're looking at a car up against the wall here in Brentwood at 65 northbound, right near Concord Road. Talk about wrong place, wrong time. The traffic volume is so heavy trying to get up through Williamson County right now on 65 going northbound here at Concord Road as they work this stalled vehicle. 40 westbound near Broadway. It looked like a very minor wreck. It's busy still there coming inbound on I-40 East up through Kingston Springs out of Dixon County. Princess Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken. Check it out, 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
You make plans for just about everything for the weekend, for a shopping trip, for your daughter's wedding. But do you have a financial strategy for the rest of your life? Now may be the perfect time to do it. Waypoint, your future, your way. For more information, call the Lebanon office of Waypoint Financial Partners at 615-444-6548. Securities and investment advisory services offered through AXA Advisors, LLC. 212-314-4600. Member FINRA SIPC.
At Absolute Kubota, now you can get a great-looking cut in less time, every time. With an Exmark, the mowers landscape pros trust 2-to-1 over the next best-selling brand of mowers. Right now, you can save hundreds on our most popular zero-turn models, each packed with Exmark's legendary innovation, durability, reliability, and comfort. Find the Exmark that's right for you at Absolute Kubota, 1325 West Main Street, Lebanon, Tennessee. Exmark, ready to work for you.
Coleman and Company here on a Monday morning. If you're just joining us, we welcome you. I've got Bobby and Lanuta Howard with us this morning. Bobby is a farmer over in the Las Casas area of Wilson County. Is that a correct way to say it?
That would be correct.
And Lanuta, his wife, is with us. But, Bobby, we talked a little bit about your farming. One other thing I want to mention, you are part of the great giveaway. You're on the committee at the fair. Have you, let's see, you usually work with Jason Haley to move the vehicles. Have y'all had your turn yet?
No, we get the last week before the fair. We get that. So we have to move them to the fairgrounds and stuff like that.
All right, when it ends up. Well, Odell Bain and I have got the Lebanon area now. We've got 5 of the 7 that we're moving, and we got to move them again tomorrow night. But I find that to be fun, really. Right now, this time, we've got 3 tractors here in Lebanon and 2 cars, and you move all 5 from one location to another, and you and Jason will be doing that, I guess. I think there's somebody else moving the two that are in Mount Juliet.
Yes, I think so too.
But you've been doing that for quite some time and been on the Great Giveaway Committee.
Yes, I've been on it for, I don't know, several years now.
And Lunita, you're part of it too, sort of.
I'm on the fair board, and I show up usually and help out. So Keith usually names me on the committee too. I don't know if I am officially, but I'm a tag along.
We've really got a great committee, and I think do a fine job. If I can pat us all on the back a little bit here, but Bobby, you are a big part of that, and always there to roll the drum and mix the tickets up before we have the drawing each night.
Try to do my best I can.
Now let's get to Lunita. You said you worked for the Nashville Business Journal and then came to the Lebanon Democrat, and you were there for 12 years.
Almost 12 years.
Did you leave there and start your first news?
No, I left there and went to United Way of Wilson County.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah. So I had been at United Way for 4 years when I had a board member, Colette Lanham Stoffel, who owned the Watertown Gazette. And Colette's husband's mom was working for me part-time at United Way, and I found out they wanted to sell the paper. They didn't want to keep it. They wanted to focus on their web design and graphic design business at Visionary Design Group. So I had always thought I wanted to own a business, but I didn't have, retail experience and that sort of thing. And I'm like, a newspaper, how perfect. So I ended up buying it.
Well, I'd forgotten that. I was thinking you started that, but they actually, there wasn't any other publication in Watertown, not that I can remember anyway.
Maybe, years back, I think Jan Jewell had done some sort of newsletter. That was a regular thing. And then many, many years ago, I think there may have been different newspapers, maybe monthlies and that sort of thing, but before our time.
Okay.
So
you bought the Watertown Gazette?
I did, and I had that for 11 and a half years. And sold it, with Bobby and I both being self-employed. You were talking about insurance with Wes. That kind of became an issue because health care is expensive when you're self-employed to pay for the insurance. And I got it in my head that I needed to go to work for somebody and have benefits. So I ended up at the Lebanon Chamber doing marketing, and I was there for about 7 months. And then I was recruited to go back to the Lebanon Democrat in sales. And I did that for about 14 months, and I had sold the Gazette, and it ceased publication in July of 2015. And Bobby and I couldn't get out and about in Watertown without somebody confronting us and saying, we need our newspaper, and you have to do something. So, and it was in my blood. I really missed running my own newspaper and doing the things the way that I felt they needed to be done. And so we had that opportunity, and we decided to go for it.
And you changed the name.
Yes.
That was probably a good thing because it's kind of like a fresh start, isn't it?
Exactly. Give us a fresh start. And the name, actually, I was out with my girlfriends one night for a girls' night, and we were having dinner. And we're sitting at the restaurant, and they're like, so what's up? And I'm like, well, I'm going to start a newspaper. And they said, well, what's the name? I said, I don't know. I'm researching. I'm trying to decide. And then they're like, well, tell us about it. And I said, well, we're going to distribute, in the edge of Wilson County, primarily in Watertown, but also Lebanon, over in the edge of DeKalb County and Alexandria, over in the edge of Cannon County and Auburntown, over in the edge of Rutherford County in Lascassas. And Jenny Jackson from the Farmers Co-op here in Lebanon looked at me and said, well, there's your name. And I said, what? And she said, The Edge. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. So that's where it came from. So I have to give Jenny credit for that.
What are you trying to accomplish with your paper?
Well, just to be, a good news voice for the community. The tagline for the Gazette was good news for a change, but I didn't want to stick with that. But it's, we only publish every 2 weeks, so we do very little of, say, hard news or breaking news. Very community-oriented, to help promote what's going on in our communities, to share what's going on in our schools, to give recognition to our youth, to people out there doing things. So we do a lot of event coverage and people stories. Did actually a big feature on the Lascassas Farmers Market a couple of issues back, and people really enjoyed that. We've done coverage for the Jazz Festival, the Americana Day in Watertown, all those kinds of things. But I really enjoy people's stories.
You actually have things there that you're not going to get anywhere else, though. I mean, you're unique in several ways.
Exactly. Yeah. I try to get out and do unique stories. We do run calendar of events and things like that, and some publicity that comes out that businesses send to us and so forth. But we really try to focus on those locally developed community stories.
Well, newspapers have for the most part taken a beating here for the last few years, and of course Facebook hasn't helped.
Facebook, social media, yeah.
And I mean, it's hard to compete when something happens and it's all over Facebook or whatever the others are, all social media. But you have a niche here that doesn't really have to compete directly.
That's right. And, we always have people tell us they keep this newspaper around because it's only published every 2 weeks. They feel like they have time to go back and savor it and enjoy it, and they enjoy the slice of life stories and reading about their neighbors and so forth.
Do most people just pick this up? You don't have much of a delivery, do you?
We have racks in all these communities where people can pick it up for free. We do a few that are mailed out, primarily people that don't get out and about from their homes very much, so they do pay to have it mailed to them, basically to cover the postage.
Right.
But primarily, you pick it up.
So it's just a free paper, and you pick it up unless you have it mailed directly to you, and you have to pay for that.
That's right.
But that seems to be working.
It does, yeah.
But I think a lot has to do with who's doing this, and you are an established member of the community. You've got a newspaper background, and you and Bobby both. I mean, you're certainly trusted. You do have ads. You sell a little advertising. That's how you make some money, I hope.
Yes. Well, thank you, Coleman, for those kind words. But yes, the advertising is what supports it. Just as it, here at the radio station, that's what supports media. And that really, I think, is what has presented the biggest challenge to anyone in media is getting those ad dollars, because so many people now advertise on social media, on Facebook or Google or so forth.
Well, now, how many people are with you in this? I mean, somebody else, you have this printed somewhere. You don't print it.
Oh, well, yes. And that's one thing that, a press, to print a paper like this is millions of dollars and takes up a huge amount of space, and you need 2 or 3 people at least to run it. So we are currently printed, just recently switched to Quality Web Printing in Elkton, Kentucky, which also prints the Wilson Post, and they do a marvelous job. They've been wonderful to work with.
Now, years ago, you couldn't have done that, I don't think, until you have where you send this electronically, right?
Right. It's all done, yeah. We upload it via the internet, and years ago, because it's a massive file, you would have to have quite a bit of I guess, bandwidth to upload it. So, but now I work from home. I don't have an office. I work from home, and we're on DTC out there, so we have their internet and have the high speed, and it zips on up pretty much no problem.
Listen, when I helped start, it was the Wilson World in 1988. We had somebody in Franklin that actually printed that paper, and we had to have it ready to get it through with it Tuesday night. Sometimes it was midnight. Get it over there on Wednesday, pick it up Wednesday, and it went in the mail for Thursday.
Right.
It's a lot different now.
It's a lot different. And I can remember when I was in college at MTSU and doing sidelines, we were still doing the paste up, and then you would have to take those pages that were the normal size of the paper to your printer and deliver those by hand. Whereas, now we can do the internet. Well, when I left the Lebanon Democrat in '98, we still weren't on the internet there.
Well, that just made it a lot easier. I mean, you probably couldn't do this if it wasn't for that.
No, I probably couldn't.
Do you do most of the selling yourself?
I do all the selling myself, yeah. Well, Bobby helps out a little bit. He's always pushing me or talking to somebody wherever we go. You need to advertise with my wife's paper, handing them out.
Do you have any idea about your circulation?
We put out about 4,200.
Is it growing?
The circulation part would probably grow if I would add more places to leave it.
Yeah.
But we're running about 12 hours every other Thursday when we do the route, which Bobby helps me with. He's my driver. And so we go all over the place on that day and then go back and do some refills as we go along.
Wow. And you've got the rest of your life besides the newspaper, whatever that is, farming being one.
Farming, Fair Board, we're both charter members of the Las Casas Milton Lions Club. This year I'm the president. Bobby's been president a couple of times, I think.
I called.
So, yeah.
I didn't have your number, and I called Bobby's cell phone the other night. I had no idea you were right in the middle of a Lions Club meeting.
My first one as president.
I'll have her call you back after the meeting. So, and you did, and you're here this morning. We got a minute and a half. Anything you want to say, either one of you want to say before I've enjoyed this, and of course, I already knew a little bit about you. Found out a little bit more about Bobby this morning.
Yeah.
But, a farmer at heart.
He absolutely, and he was actually, if people have seen on YouTube, the Voices of Wilson County Farmers video that the fair did 3, 4, 5 years ago. I'm not even sure now.
3 years ago, I think.
And he's the first face you see in that video. But he did a good job with that. He's new to radio. This is his first time.
Yes.
So
You've got a good job this morning.
Well, thank
and
you.
part of being on radio is also listening, for the questions that are asked. One other thing, real quickly here. The future of your kind of newspaper look pretty good.
I think community newspapers still have a place. I think the bigger city newspapers face more challenges. You're going to see more of those go online. And I think that, I need to have more of an online presence because our young people are so used to just looking at things on their phone.
Yeah.
So I think we have to move in that direction. But I think that people need to understand that you need to be aware of where your news is coming from. If you're just going online and getting it from a source that you don't know anything about, how can you trust them?
Yeah. All right, our time's up, but thanks for being with us today. Bobby and Lunita Howard have enjoyed it very much. Appreciate you coming and wish you both well. And join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a magnificent day.